So good day everyone. I have gathered all of you here today because we have an emergency meeting regarding about the maintenance and repair of the 4-stroke diesel engine. Particularly the replacement of the cylinder liner number 1, piston number 1, and the shell bearings number 1.
Chief, why do we need to replace the cylinder liner number 1 and the piston 1 and the shell bearing number 1?
So the improper revolution of the crankshaft is due to the overheating in the cylinder block, which causes the entire system and the main engine to behave abnormally.
Chief, what is the main cause of this problem in the main engine?
So the cause of the problem is the crank on the cylinder liner, making the lubrication oil reach to the cylinder block and decreasing its temperature and pressure.
So when do we conduct the maintenance and repair, and where do we situate the vessel during the maintenance? Tomorrow morning at around 600 hours to 800 hours after anchoring the vessel at approximately 2 nautical miles near the Kyoto port in Japan. So we need to anchor the ship first because it is very dangerous to overhaul the main engine while it is running.
So how many days can we accomplish the task, sir?
So approximately 5 to 6 days, since we need to contact the transportation for the replaced equipments, and once it is arrived, we can start the repair.
So any other suggestions, reactions, or recommendations?
Chief, I must remind everyone to take this task seriously.
And I want to remind everyone that after the anchorage of the ship, we have to cool down first the main engine for several hours for safety purposes. So, okay, good suggestion.
So now, our chief engineer will state and tackle the safety measurements to be done before, during, and after the maintenance.
So before we conduct the maintenance and repair of the 4-stroke diesel engine, we must take safety measurements first before, during, and after the maintenance. So I expect all of you to wear your personal protective equipment such as safety gloves, safety shoes, helmet, goggles, and coverall. So in terms of communication, in our workplace, all of us must be open for communication.
So sir, I want to remind everyone to please avoid harsh communication to each other.
Okay, thank you. So while working, we must be aware of our surroundings and the accidents that might take place, such as slip, trip, and fall. And avoid distractions. Put your cell phone away during the work or your personal belongings which are not intended for or not necessary in the maintenance and repair of the main engine. So, and please do not bring any food and beverages during work. Okay, thank you. So, while working, we must be aware the hazards in our working environment, such as physical hazards on the objects that we carry and the components that we overhaul, the chemical hazards such as lube oil splashes in our main engine, and the environmental hazards such as wet floors, and in terms of the emergency action plan preparation, we must be aware of the emergency, and the number one that we need to make sure is to never panic during emergency, and we must know the emergency items such as fire extinguisher, first aid kit provision.
Chief, I want to remind everyone that the location of our extinguisher is outside the engine control room, near in the tool room, and the first aid kit is here inside the engine control room.
Sir, I also want to remind everyone that we should work seriously and no horse playing allowed.
Okay. Also, any crew is available in terms of the purpose and needs of the other crew during work.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I will assign Nancy Granada as the overall goalkeeper and her assistant Richard Lubia They are also assigned for the tool keeping of the special tools, and I assigned Mark Portage for the markings as well as for the wiping of the engine components. And then finally for the cleanup duties and the housekeeping, all of us, including me, are involved or included for the housekeeping duties. So any further questions, recommendations?
None, sir.
So that will be all. So let's proceed.